Hi there. Are you wondering whether music plays an important role in the development of a child's brain? Well, in this video and on this platform, the Headmaster's Table, where we demystify education with a signature blend of intelligence, humor, and motivation, I will be taking you on that journey. If today is your first time coming across a channel of this kind and you are interested in the contents thereof, please kindly consider subscribing, not also forgetting to like and share this video so it gets to as many people as possible. That aside, I want to say a very big thank you to all my returning viewers. Stay tuned. Now, so many researches and studies have been conducted in this very area we're talking about as to whether the brain is helped or is enhanced by music. Now, one of such studies happened in Northwestern University in the US. And in these studies, two groups of students were compared. Now, the first group were musically engaged students. What that means is that those students who play music or musical instruments, let me put it. Now, the second group has to do with those that are who were not musically engaged, but who every now and then turn on the background music when they are learning or when they are studying. Now, we found out in the studies that those that were musically engaged were having better neural processing than those that were not. As well, I'll be taking you on the three importance of music with respect to the brain. Now, the first one I would like to touch on has to do with the fact that it enhances the brain functions. Music enhances the brain functions. Neuroscientists have made us to believe that the brain has two sections, what we call the left hemisphere and then the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere will deal with mathematics and then linguistics. So the mathematical and then linguistic precisions is combined in the left hemisphere. Meanwhile, the right hemisphere will have new and then creative content. What music does is that it brings both of these activities together. And so during musical instrument play or the playing of musical instrument, the brain goes into full mental activity. You could bear with me that there is a structured and then a disciplined practice that comes with music. Now, when that happens, we have children who are very matured in their brains. They harness the brain powers, and they are not only able to solve problems creatively, but then also effectively. And guess what? Those problems are not only solved in academic setting only, but then in social context. This is what music does to the brain. And so the first point we talked about is that the brain functions. Now, the second point we would like to touch on has to do with the fact that it enhances memory function. We all know that musicians are in the business of creating, storing, and then retrieving information every now and then. Now, what music does to musicians is that it helps them do these things, quickly and then efficiently. We all know that in the writing of music, it doesn't only come with understanding or the development of its message, but then also the emotional content is also of great value. This puts the musician in a place where he has higher executive powers and combined or interrelated tasks category of strategy formulation and then planning. And so it helps them in making them to plan and then strategize very well. Now, the third point I would like to touch on has to do with the fact that it increases IQ. The intelligence quotient of anybody who is engaged musically goes higher. The sub-test scores, the index scores compared between these two students happens to be higher on the part of those that were musically engaged. In fact, musically engaged students have higher standardized measure of academic achievement as compared to their counterparts. Well, this is the end of the video. It pays to be musically engaged so you harness the powers of the brain. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned until I come your way the next time.